pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join in prayer. Most gracious Heavenly Father, as we come to you tonight, we thank you for the many blessings you've given us. We thank you for the honor of living in this country where we're free and we can worship as we please. We pray, dear God, that you'll be with each of us tonight as we go about conducting the business of our city, and each of us will act appropriately and in a proper manner. We pray, dear God, also that you'll be with those families in our community who have lost loved ones since our last time together. We pray that you'll be with them and comfort them in a way that only you can. We thank you for all this, and we ask this in your Son's holy and precious name. Amen.
Amen. So I'll have a seat. Order. We'll start with the minutes of the last meeting of February 20th, 2024.
I will make a motion that we accept the minutes.
I got a motion. Do I have a second? Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. All right, next are the bills paid in February 24. Anybody got any questions on the bills that were paid?
I guess I didn't mark it. I move we pay our bills.
Got a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we got our fire department report and discussion.
Jerry, if you got the run, cause Johnson's got it, just maybe him coming in the door.
I got 8 in the city, 8 in the county, and first responders, 2 in the city, and 3 in the county.
Howdy. Why? I'm gonna be political tonight. As I can be.
Well, that's, we got a call, you know, enlighten us on what we learned in the meeting the other night?
Doing that?
Oh, it said discussion about the meeting with Donald Pound with impasse, or you want me to cover that with them, what we learned the other night in the meeting?
Yes,
Alright, so, we sit down with impasse last Thursday with, Donald Panel, which he's our consultant for fire service. He did let us know that we're not in any non-compliance with our 1999 fire truck. He says as long as we feel that it is safe and does the job and it passes pump test, that it is fine as being a frontline pumper. When we feel like it is not meeting the needs of what we gotta have for the city to supply fire protection, then we need to look at addressing buying another fire truck. He said it would be wise to put in some sort of plan on buying a new fire truck, whether it be we set so much money aside each year for that purchase, put it in a, savings account per se. But yeah, it does not, it is not, I'll give them to Jimmy, but it is not, by law, it is not it can be a frontline pumper. There is no law saying that it cannot be. Because it's 25 years old, by law, the second pumper can be used to reserve, not a frontline truck. He said that is incorrect.
Okay.
He said that it can be as long as we feel comfortable that it's doing its job. Is that right, y'all? Does that sound right? He told us about some grants that will be very beneficial, and then it's almost a gimme per se, as far as grants go.
Famous last words.
Yeah, I know, right? What was the name of that grant, Jimmy, do you remember offhand?
State Fire Marshal.
State Fire Marshal's grant, said they awarded $20 million.
They split up all across the state of Tennessee.
Exactly. He said, and so far, the last year, they couldn't give away all the money, and then they doubled it for this calendar year.
He was not correct the next state.
Was he not?
No, because Lynn Price sits on that board.
Yeah, so what, is it still the same amount, 10 million?
I think it was 18 million, but all the money was dispersed.
Okay.
But that is for, like, personal gear for
That,
firefighters.
yeah,
not for
there's
trucks
no
or anything.
apparatus.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah, apparatus, or
how do we get that grant going?
Trucks, well, it's open the end of September, October?
First of October.
Well, let's not wait
first
till
November.
October.
I've already written the date down.
Okay.
So, that being said, we may try for some of those, we'll go ahead
Let's do that.
and get the ones in motion that the board has approved, and go from there, and then for this next calendar year, we'll try to apply for that, and if we don't get it, we'll just stay on schedule and buy them. He did he really liked the idea of staggering them. He said, cause you don't want that huge of an expense to hit all at once again. I know they feel like we really need more, but that just prevents us from having to spend that big of sum of money all at one time, 15 years from now when those apparatuses go bad. But,
Is that what we talked about last time? About stacking it forward?
Yeah, he also, mentioned that, what is that, sole source?
yeah, sole source.
They have different things we might could look at there and get some good ideas.
He says if you
Source-
spec,
Sourcewell.
well, he said if you
Source
spec,
well.
if you
Sorry,
spec
source
their
well.
device, there's gonna be one part on there that is sole source. And then once you buy that apparatus, then you are sole source. You can only buy from them to get parts. He said, so their perception of sole source, yes, this company's got the latest and greatest, but there is other stuff out there that it's good stuff. He said, but
That also was not correct.
it's not.
No. He was correct in what he said as far as the sole source. But with the MSA bottles that we use in our air packs,
Yeah,
they're sold nationwide. They're not the only company that sells them.
yeah,
And he threw that little deal in there about the little green screw.
yeah,
They're the only company in this part of the country that sells them.
yeah,
It's not, they don't do anything different to them. They get theirs from another company just like the rest of them do.
Right.
So they're selling us an MSA pack. They're just the only ones in this region that sell them.
this sells MSA. Is there any other brands of packs?
Well, there's all kinds of them.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, that there was other types.
You got Scott's, ballers use Scott's and they want to get rid of them. There was another one Tommy talked about that blew all over Memphis and they threw them in the garbage and went somewhere else.
Yeah,
It's just, it's all what you buy.
yeah, well, as long as we got service for them and you get parts is the biggest thing. Well, is there anything else on the fire report?
You already went through
Yeah, 8 calls in the city, 8 calls in the county, 2 first responders in the city and 3 in the county.
the, 16 calls for February. Total of 12,000 gallons of water got used in February on calls. Number 3 broke down in February, which resulted in new alternator and batteries for the truck to get back running. It was, around ballpark 2,200. I know it's 2,000 from International. I don't know what it costs for the guy to put it all on for us.
I ain't got an invoice from him, so I don't know.
Saturday, we completed the hydrant test for the city. 64 hydrants is what we got now. I counted on the list anyway. One is not working. That's the one out by the new FL Crane. Does anybody know why that one's not turned on? We could not get water out of it.
I'll make a note.
We got a few of them. I got the list for you, Terry, and give you, here in a second. It's, got all the numbers. I got it all typed out in Excel and printed out for you. There's like 3 of them that are leaking. One at the school,
Trailer park.
one at the trailer park, and one inside Dover that is leaking. And it actually had black oil coming out of it. So I think we may have struck oil, but, I'm claiming that,
The ones inside the fence at Dover, do they belong to the city or is that Dover equipment?
Does anybody know that?
I don't know, I know that years ago we had to change one and the company did it, but that ain't to say that they had to, I don't know. And, y'all said it had to be so big to be called a landing zone or, what do you call
It
it?
cannot be called a landing zone, it has to be called a landing area.
Area, but it's still gotta be so big, but,
It'd be 40 by 40.
but we don't really have to do concrete that big, cause they land in other places that's not that big, you just can't call it landing area or whatever, right?
The other areas that are not that big, take Church of Christ at Pocahontas, theirs is a 30 to 30.
Oh, that was that big? It
It's
looked that big from
30 to 30, yeah. They went in there and built that on their own. The people that fly them helicopters and the company that own them helicopters has specifications to land a helicopter. Well, we can land it in an open field, but it's at our discretion as to what kind of field. We got to know how level the ground is. It cannot be muddy, can't be no debris, because when we make the decision where to set that helicopter down, we're taking responsibility for that helicopter. So their landing areas are a minimum of a 40 by 40, because it gives them enough, it's enough pad to set that helicopter on. And if the wind is blowing just right and he goes to set it down, he's liable to move one way or the other. It's a lot of different factors involved in it.
And the one at Pocahontas is paved all around it except for one side.
Well, it's
It's
got
an
a, it's
open
got,
parking lot.
it's on the side of an open parking lot, but it's grass all around it.
So,
But that was minimum size.
do they specify the thickness also, or just that it's gotta be level concrete?
The guy that come out here, that's all he does is build these things and designs them for air evac. And he does it nationwide. And if we do it to his specifications, we've got to get them involved in it. You're talking $150,000 to build a landing pad that we can build for way less than that. He suggested that it be a 40 by 40, no less than 4 inches thick. Helicopter weighs, I think, 5,300 pounds is what he said. No less than 4 inches thick, but it needs to be at least 8 inches above the ground. That way you don't have to worry about the water sitting on it, it freezing during the winter time. A lot of times they're not gonna fly in the winter anyway because they can't. But he suggested it be above the ground with gravel on each side of it to keep the water run away from it. That was the only things that he suggested highly. That and putting the balls on the power lines.
Yeah.
So they don't wanna have it in the
Wind
park
sock.
anymore?
A wind
We're
sock
trying
and
to,
some kind
we're
of
trying to
flashing light.
prevent it from being
Solar
in the
flashing
park
light, I remember.
Yeah,
because
we're looking at, you could have a.
you're gonna
light
wind
in
up
each corner.
with something like the Fur Fin and Feather Festival.
The
The
sock
parking
is
lot's gonna be
not
full.
mandatory.
There's no way to move that many cars to land a helicopter.
Cause it was beyond where the fire
We
line
got nowhere else
stopped.
to land
It was
it.
right past where that equipment's sitting out there.
Yeah, the flags are not there no more, we looked.
I think they got,
They're gone.
I think they got bush or baled,
Yeah.
hay baled up
Yeah.
around them.
They're this side of it. If you go down the road, there's 2 piles of dirt, one just as you turn in and one about a little not quite halfway down, but it was right there at that second pile of dirt on this side.
Yeah, and I think that pile's gone now, but you can tell where it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, y'all been working on this, cause I remember y'all coming in with an estimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Year or so ago.
we got,
No, the other day when you took my time when I had a
Oh,
meeting.
yeah, yeah, so we got 3 estimates for gravel. What I was talking to Jenny about was the fire department, us getting together and building it ourselves. So no labor to the city, just material. And material is gonna run 6-inch thick concrete pad, the foreman, the wire to go in it. You're probably looking at around 11,000 in material.
Yeah.
And then whatever gravel's gonna cost you. I got 3 quotes on gravel.
750-ish a load, something like that.
Something like that for the big rock, limestone, not 33C, cause
Yeah.
33C, you know, it'll break up and throw.
Push into the ground.
Yeah,
Where are you talking about putting it?
Industrial park, the North Industrial Park.
Just across the railroad track here behind the community center.
Yeah.
That big open
On the
field
other
across
side
town.
of the railroad?
Yep.
so we are open to doing it ourselves with free labor.
We figured, and around that same time, we were looking at relocating soccer fields out there too. And we weren't sure how all that was gonna play out, you know, or lay out. But it was still,
Get it drawn up.
yeah, we need to start working on that. Which don't sound like a bad idea to me. Like I said, doing it in stages, I mean, it's not gonna be one giant expense other than the concrete, we'll just have to have it bid out. Because, you know, everything else is under the purchasing policy. about the lights and solar lights. I don't think they was that bad. But like I said, I know the concrete was the biggest expense, and seemed like the bids we had then, or the idea of it was gonna be high.
Yeah.
It's kinda what pushed us off a little bit, but, well, so
Should we try to get a drawing up exactly where we wanna put it, if we're gonna situate
yeah,
soccer fields there also?
you get an idea of parking
Yeah.
and that too.
What an idea of where the
Because
landing,
the lights for the soccer field will go up too, and that'll be poles and lines.
where all the flags go.
Yeah, Bush Hog Club, or Hay Bale.
Did you see it up there the other day, Brandon?
No, it's already, we went on there to look when we was doing the hydrants, and, all the flags are gone, they got bailed up and.
Or bush hog down one.
Do y'all have a layout of the soccer field that you intended to put up there?
No,
We
we ain't got that far yet.
That's what we need to integrate them both together, do it kinda all at once or out of the way at one.
The reason the landing area was put where it was at, standards, protocol, their laws as far as the helicopters, you had to be so many feet away from power lines, trees, you name it, you got so many feet from it. And the formula is, like the trees that's in Miss Jane Davis's yard, rather than tall pine trees, we figured them at 90 feet. What was it, 4 feet? Anyway, it come out to be 700 foot from them trees, 700 foot from the water tower,
Yeah,
you know, certain directions. And then off the power lines, it's the same thing, you figure your height, and I don't forgot what the formula is, I'll have to look it back up. But it tells you how many feet off that power line you have to be.
yeah,
And that guy, we were standing there and we measured it off, we took 100-foot tape and a wheel and measured that joke.
yeah.
And where we had it located was ideal.
Well, the thing is, when we had that soccer field back up there, where's in the pole, then like.
That's the
it's gonna
reason I
be-
asked if you had a layout of what you gonna do as far as the soccer field, because that's gonna throw a glitch in it as well.
Question, if we move the soccer fields up here, would it be better to put the landing pad where the soccer fields are now?
If you gonna take all them poles and light wires and stuff up, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if we'll
think-
be doing that or not, I don't know.
What's the timeline on the soccer field?
No, I
We
mean,
don't know.
Now, they come to us, have they come back?
no, they wanted to spend a bunch of money on the ones that's down there, and us included. And I hated to tie up prime, the best piece of real estate, commercial real estate we have in the city, or that the city owns.
That's true, for the landing pad too.
Yeah, so, you know, not saying anybody's looking right now to build something, or the city is to build
We're
a suit.
hoping they will.
Yes, but I don't want them dumping a bunch of money in it and then us having to relocate them, you know, and then,
Well, they were all for it when we talked about it months
Yeah.
ago.
Well, with the park renovation, it works good together, you have bathrooms up here and no parking and all that, and walkways.
yeah.
You're talking about putting it where the soccer field is out by the DOT building?
No, I just mentioned that, we're not talking, we just mentioned it.
I mean, y'all already took the basketball goals down and ain't put them back. And
They're
if
going
I was
back.
the black community, I'd be very upset about that. I've volunteered to protest about that because that's all they had going on around here.
They're going back, the park grant's just not started, we're hoping to be started this summer.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, all that was in
Cause if
considered
it was
already.
me, I'd be protesting.
Yeah,
Cause I'm
Well,
glad
believe me,
they
we have
did
to
the,
move
I'm
them
glad
away
they
from
did
the
the
playground.
children's park, but they was talking about putting a pickleball court down, and I said, if they did that without putting the basketball courts back on, I'll lead the protest.
So,
That's ridiculous.
we just need to get another drawing together if we plan to move anything up here, and it's gotta be so far away from where the landing zone or landing area would be. Do we need to just work on that first?
yeah, we'll
I
start
think
with
we
that.
need to go and do this,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
alright, we'll work on that, trying to get a layout and an idea of how it's gonna be situated. Cause it depends on what's level too, I mean, cause you can do a bunch of dirt work and it's not really feasible. Alright, well, next we got unless anybody got any more questions for the fire report, next we got Chief Arnez there with the police report.
Good evening, I'm gonna cover the time frame of February 1st to February 29th, 2024. Complaints and activity, 319, adult arrest, 3, juvenile arrest, 0, drug arrest, 1, traffic citations issued, 13, traffic warnings, 15, motorist assist, 3, vehicle lockout, 6, public assistance, 43, crash reports, 5, alarm calls, 4, city, county assist, 36. All the vehicles are in service and running in good running order. The city citation revenue year-to-date is $14,961. Drug fund, 0. The year-to-date county fines $288.80. We picked the food distribution back up this month, and I guess we'll be going forward with that every month.
Yes, you will.
As far as we can see and tell. And if you look at your agenda, we have on number 10. If we can, I don't wanna skip through anything, but on that, Kevin's not here, so I'll just touch on it. I think we had a complaint of speeding on North Main there, about around the Sasser
Amen.
Lodge. So
That's why I'm here.
our stance is that we'll increase patrol and radar there in that area. We haven't had many wrecks in that area or anything, but we'll increase patrol in that area. And that's all I have for the police report. Any questions?
And that's what I'm here to talk about.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
They come off that hill, by the time they get to my house, they're doing 60 miles an hour.
Is this
What I wanted to know, is there any way you can change the speed limit? I know y'all can't do it, but the DOT or
They were the ones
people
that
like that would
established
be,
it.
who would have to do it. But I think the speed limit through town is too fast.
They recommended it.
There's so much crowd around the Green Frog and all that, it should be 30 miles an hour.
It is 30,
No, it's
it's
35.
35, sorry.
It should be at least 30.
Yeah,
I bet you don't go through Bolivar doing 35 miles an hour downtown.
yeah.
I do, if I don't
Of
think.
course, they got a red light to stop you. But I am very upset about the traffic on North Main.
Well, he said they're
Both
gonna increase-
ways.
He said they're gonna increase patrols.
Okay, they need to be giving tickets every day.
Believe me, I think Ed will give some tickets, what do y'all think?
He had one pulled over on the way.
Yeah.
I know, I thought who did he got stopped?
All right, thank you, Arnett, Chief Arnett. Next is Middleton Fiberglass. Jimmy and I went out last week, I guess, and, talked to Johnny. He is wanting, an additional building out behind the largest building there. He's looking for a 30 by 48, I believe that's right, lean-to style building. He said if we would have it built, he would supply the fiberglass to put on it. It is city-owned property, and he's been renting since '04, does that sound right? I think since '04, '05, and, he's been a good one, a good tenant, and he's needing a little more room under the roof. So with y'all's blessing, we'll start bidding out, construction, and then like I said, he said he'd supply the fiberglass like we did with the other building that's back there now, which the frame of it was already kind of there, but they just finished it out.
We need a motion or? is it
Yes,
just-
need a motion to approve the 30 by 48 lean-to, and I don't know how to do the verbiage on the cost, we don't have to bid it, so I don't know exactly what it's gonna cost. I don't think it's gonna be ridiculous, similar like a pole barn,
With him supplying the fiberglass, I'll make that motion, I have no problem.
Do y'all wanna go wood or metal?
What does he prefer as far
He
as?
said he didn't care. I mean, he said metal will probably last longer, but as long as it's under the dry. Kevin, you got a background in building, what would you say?
At least it's one half dozen the other.
I mean, as long as it's in the dry, it ain't gonna matter, I don't think, as far as the wood goes. But so yeah, just a motion to approve a 30 by 48 be built at the city's expense minus the fiberglass on the Middleton fiberglass.
Will that increase the rent?
that's up to y'all. I mean, I don't think we increased it the last time, but I mean, I think it's $1,500 a month, I believe, is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's paid $400,000 in rent, since then, I mean, but, I mean, he's a good tenant, and it'll be ours when he's gone, so it's still
Okay.
city property, increasing value. But like I said, that's up to y'all.
I'm good with it.
I don't have,
I'm good.
yeah, I personally would not increase the rent.
Anyone like the motion?
So moved, yep, we pursue the construction of a 30 by 48 building with Johnny supplying the fiberglass.
We got a motion? Do I have a second?
1 second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Alright, next is the utility report. Got one lift station issue repair, Highway 57. One valve complete. Oh, yeah, utility report.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was looking to the
Yeah,
good
I'm gonna get there, bud.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna-
That was the next one.
No, I'm gonna go over the utility report first, and we'll get to all that good stuff. We did complete one buy on February 28th, new customer installation in 138 Falcon Cove, and one customer complaint in 811 locates. Let's see, January's water loss was 44%. And February's water loss was negative 73%.
I know that looks kinda odd, but it's just because the usage is behind the billing. So the usage that we pumped in January
Yeah.
is, you can see the water that was sold in February goes with that.
Yeah,
So it all kinda equals out, we lost about 470,000 for those 2 months. And that's when the freeze was in January, we lost water from.
right, well, that kind of a lot of water loss there, but as cold as it got, it was unexpected. I know we replaced the main, had a main break up here in front of the old Thatcher house, and had several more leaks as well.
Can I ask a question about all that?
Sure.
The little rental house Lane's got over on Willard Road with the White House.
Yeah,
That meter was turned off for 3.5 weeks, and the meter's still running.
yeah,
I know it was turned off, cause I turned it off. That man got a $500-some-odd water bill. And the meter was on,
yeah.
because all the pipes in the house were frozen busted. And it sat there 3 weeks without any water on it.
But it did have water on it, it was supposed to be off.
That, I turned that valve off myself.
Yeah, well, there
It
we
was
go.
off.
But the meter was still turning. It was leaking by the valve cut off. I mean, you can let us know.
I
on
mean,
what's-
he had the leak, so we got it on here for.
Yeah, he had a leak, but they turned the water off. The water was turned off, cause every pipe underneath the house was busted. And the water was turned off, but we tear the floors out and fix the water leaks.
But was the water going through when,
When I turned that valve off, as far as it would go, that meter still turned.
but was there water still coming out inside the house?
It was so much water under the house, you couldn't tell.
But, I mean, according to his usage, it looked like he had the leak, we've got it,
Yeah, I mean, valve being bad is not uncommon. I mean, same thing up here at Picture Gabbard. I tried to cut the water off and it wouldn't cut off, and we ended up having to change out the valve live.
Right.
You know, that's all we can do is change the valve out, I mean, and stuff from
cause he just got a new
Same.
meter in December. They just put a new meter in there in December. And so, the leak was 52,000 gallons. 52,000, that's how much leaked. And then this, past month, it was back down to like 100 and something gallons is all he used.
So that'd be after we fixed all the water lines in that house.
Right, but I mean, we've got it on here for a catastrophic leak to present to the board.
For an adjustment.
Yeah.
Alright, back on the utility report. At the lagoon, the effluent pump that pumps the sewage or the treated wastewater to the river. One of the turbines went down. So that being said, there's two pumps pumping water out to the river. With one pump down, it's like gambling. Yes, our lagoon project includes new effluent pumps, but we don't know when they're coming. Could be 2 months, well, I know it's not 2 months, but 6 months, could be a year. So I made the executive decision to have that pump replaced or rebuilt, not replaced, because if the one pump that we was running off of went down, we would be shut down by the state.
I was thinking we mentioned something about that the last week.
Okay, maybe so.
Yeah, we talked about that at the
We
previous
didn't know the
meeting.
price.
Right.
Yeah, the price was $21,902.
I think we had all agreed that it needed to be
Yeah,
addressed and fixed, yeah.
so yeah, it come up to be $21,902 just to rebuild this pump. He said hopefully we have a use for it once we get done. It's not like our other lift station pumps. But it could be, we could use some of the parts possibly off of it in the future. But yeah, that being said, I mean, it's one of those, it's better safe than sorry, because if the other pump went down, we started overflowing that lagoon, the state would not have been very happy.
Right.
Then we're already not in the greatest of positions with the state on our sewer, so we moved on, replaced it, so it should be ready, the next week or two, hopefully,
He said
End of next week.
in the next week. So I said that was more informational, and it says, recorded invoice and packet, Scotty spoke with Bam today, but in the next week, okay.
Just need a motion to approve.
Yeah, motion to approve the
Purchase.
$21,902 for Bam.
I move to approve the $21,902.
So I got a motion,
I will second.
I have a second, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. No opposed? Ayes have it. Next, last year, we ran into the negative on our water and sewer account. This year, we're on track to do the same, by a little more of a margin than we were last year. Granted, we've had some pretty good expenses on that side, and that's expected. But, and you've gotta figure in the lagoon project. It's not gonna cost us as much as it could because of the grants for the city and from the county, but it's gonna be depreciation. And the way that works, I don't know what the depreciation is on the lagoon, if it's 20, 25, or 30 years, but you take the $2 million that it's gonna take to repair it, to fix the new lagoon, you divide that over 30 years, and that's the depreciation. So, even though it's non-cash, that money does not actually go anywhere. You're not spending that money, but you have to account for it in your budget. So you have to have at least, I ain't gonna try to do the math on 2 million over 30 years in my head, but you've gotta have at least that much more profit to cover that depreciation. So, and we're already running in the black, so they have, it was MTAS, right? Or was it TAUD?
Well, I talked to MTAS and TAUD does them also.
Okay, so they told us that a utility rate study would be our best bet. They could factor in everything we've got going on and then kind of tell us what we should be charging for water and sewer rates. This is what they do for a living. It is a cost. I mean, they don't do it for free. But they come in, like I said, they evaluate kind of what our costs are, what our changes are gonna be, what the proposed depreciation will be, and get us back where we're profitable. Because I know, we knew we were gonna have to raise the rates, at least on the industrial side, if not both. But we would just be guessing. I mean, we make, do our homework, make an educated guess, but we don't do this for a living, And I hate to change it and then have to go back 6 months from now and change it again. That doesn't look good from the state's perspective. And,
Or the customers.
yeah, or the customer.
So did he give a rough guesstimate on how much the study would cost?
We had, there's multiple people that does it, and
Well, with MTAS, they cap their expense at $5,000. We did this back in 2012, it was $3,000 back then.
some places like Boulder does them every year. they recommended what, every other year?
Well,
Every few years. And we haven't had it done since 2012, so I say it's time.
Yeah.
So we are doing that, just to let you know, that we'll be pursuing a utility rate study, just to kinda see where we need to be.
2 million over 30 years would be roughly 66,000 if I did my math right, but I may not be, isn't that right? Would it be 33 at 30?
That's a
Get
month.
a million? Yeah, I think that'd be right, but that's in my head, it's been a while since I took math like that.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to be done, we need, I mean, that's information on it, we need a motion.
As far as I know, I mean, well, we're gonna bid it out, it's under 10,000, so, well, we know one of them is, and if it's the lowest, then we don't have to have the person policies, like I said, anything over 10,000.
Right.
Well, it still has, anything over 400, I think, has to be bid out or something like that, so. But other than that, next, we'll touch on the utility director. We kinda talked last meeting about maybe some of the duties. I know Terry's been a little overwhelmed, we did get her some help, maybe realigning some of those duties to kind of alleviate some of the load off of her. Yeah, where do y'all stand? I know this position was last August, does that sound right? 2 years ago. But yeah, I don't know, I wanna try to alleviate whatever I can off her, make her life a little easier. But like I said, I know she's been having a hard time with all that she's got to
It's better
do.
just with Hannah being here. I mean, Hannah's helped a lot, just getting some of the stuff off so I could focus on the compliance stuff that needs to be done with the utilities.
What, do you feel comfortable doing it in a month, Terry, or would you rather us, what's
I mean,
your?
I feel okay right now, I mean, with her being here. I mean, I don't know I didn't even know this was on the agenda, so this is
Well, I mean,
I didn't know what y'all had in mind.
well, you were struggling when you left, and we came back, last meeting, you came back, so we just didn't know, is this, do we
I mean,
need to take more off?
I mean, just her being here helping with the phone and the customers coming in and stuff like that, where me and Jimmy can, if we both have to be out of the office, we can be, cause she's here. Just stuff like that. It was hard for one of us to leave and the other one, oh, I can't leave cause Jimmy's gone, or he couldn't leave cause I was out, or stuff like that.
I just don't want you being overwhelmed,
I mean, I'm better, I'm on blood pressure medicine.
Welcome to the crowd.
Now, as far as with the boys, are you having any issues? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I think we should have more meetings as far as the employees with y'all a little bit to, just like I think we talked about a utility, and we need another utility vehicle. I mean, maybe to put in the budget for next year, cause they only have one vehicle. Cause if Case is in the other truck, but, Sam may have to get his own truck to go somewhere or stuff like that, and it would just separate them. And I could get out there with one of them and be doing something with one of them while the other one's doing something else.
Okay, so you're saying that you think, I know one time me and you talked, you said that they needed more help in the field. So with Hannah here, you're feeling like you can go,
Help
you're the
them.
supervisor, so that
I mean,
means you.
I could help them paint meters. I could help them be the third man in a job that they're doing, or,
You're not one of the employees, you're the supervisor, remember that, right?
well, I know. But
I know, I've had to be there too, and it's hard being both.
So it's been, Hannah been here not quite a month, I guess.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
This is her second week.
So you think you wanna just kinda go like it is for a little while and see how it works?
I mean, we can. I mean, if y'all are okay, if y'all had something else in mind, just let me know. I mean, this is.
I'm fine with it going as is, whatever.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
was,
have to let us know let's don't go where we went last month, okay?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
If you're fine, I'm fine, whatever.
Whatever's best for everybody involved.
yeah,
Right. Well, I mean, as long as we can all work as a team and communicate more, and all of us, I just feel like that. And now, as far as the public works, I don't know about what y'all want to do about that,
Yeah.
cause that's on there too. So
what is this, the utilities?
It was Yeah, Terry's over utility and public works.
Okay, see,
Now, what's Public Works, help me remember, who is that?
That's mowing
Scotty?
grass.
Mowing the grass.
Taking
I don't
care
know
of
why I
the
thought
city.
you were over that. Why did I think that?
I've been kind of managing that, I guess.
Okay,
let's see.
I could remember.
Was that supposed to be part of number 9 then?
Would direct all daily activities of the public works and the utility department and would report to the mayor and board of aldermen.
Yeah.
And the utility manager would report to the director. Yeah, so that was the minutes from that meeting, which we appointed Terry as the director of public works and utilities. So I mean, is that something you don't?
Well, I mean,
Is that what you're doing now? Do you feel like you're doing Public Works?
no, because me and Jimmy had a conversation and he said he would do it, so I just kinda let him
Okay.
start doing it because we had kids coming in and then they were leaving, we didn't have anybody, and then, but I mean, I think it needs to be somebody that's out in the field that knows what's going on and be more, to me, like,
I
I
would
think,
agree there, yeah.
like Sam or Scotty, to me, it seems like they should, I mean, I might could coordinate what was going on that day, but knowing what to do out there, like,
Right.
this is what you're supposed to be doing, cause
Yeah, no, I understand.
they did the job, I mean, Sam did, but, I mean, cause Case, I mean, I like Case, but he's not coming to work, he's not working enough hours,
Still
You
coming
wasn't
in
here, you
late?
wasn't here today.
and
But
the
he
grass
has
is
been here
fixed.
longer than anybody else.
He has,
He stayed longer, yeah,
yeah, but I mean, we can't get the grass cut if he's not here.
Right.
right.
And
Is
then
it
he's gonna
time
go
to
out there
write
and
him?
help him.
He's not really had a whole lot to do because his main deal is cutting grass. So he's not been just chomping at the bit to come to work without a whole lot to do. And he's one that's gotta stay busy too. But, I mean, all I know is when you wait till they start cutting grass and see, you know, see if he's gonna, with something, as long as he's got something to do. I mean, he'll work, you know, he works good when he's here. It's just getting him here. But,
Okay.
I mean, cause he may have to have some help, I
Yeah.
mean, somebody may have to help him a little, like if Sam, if me and Scotty were doing something with utilities, and Sam could go help him a little bit, or something
yeah,
like
cause
that.
I've helped the last two,
Okay.
you know,
Now, did we settle anything here?
no.
Public Works is with who?
Terry. But Jimmy's taking care of it. It's under her title, but Jimmy's been taking care of, helping her out, taking care of it.
And
They
it's-
wanna remove Public Works from the
Do you
utility
agree?
director.
Do you want to be in charge of that young man? I mean, it's in your job description, but he's doing it now. I don't think that's the way to do business. That's
We
not
can
the way
change it.
do
I mean, we can
business.
change Public Works, we can take Public Works and give them to Jimmy, or whoever.
The reason we actually put it all under one, I think, was because they need to help each other.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's why we originally had it under one boss,
Yeah,
because they needed, like Sam and whoever's mowing grass and Scotty, they all need to be able to work together. Like right now, if, what's his name?
Case.
Was coming to work, he could help Sam and, Scotty if they need a third person on the
And he
job.
does, and he does.
Yeah, I ain't saying anything, I'm just saying that was the purpose of having it all under one. And if that ain't the way everybody wants to do it, I don't know, I'm just saying that was the
only thing
reason to
I'm
start with.
saying is, I come from the medical field, and we have job descriptions, and people are evaluated on their job descriptions. I'll bet you that the teachers have job descriptions, what do you bet?
Not everything's on there though.
No, the very last thing on there, and any other thing that we asked you to do, so. Have I mentioned
Well,
this
I mean,
in
like, when
meeting
he's
before?
not here, who's supposed to pick up his slack? Let me just
Yeah.
ask that. I mean, the garbage doesn't get picked up or nothing gets done if he's not here.
Yeah, no,
So,
they didn't be waiting on him when he come in, but,
before, like, when we had the public works, I mean, I go out there to the park, get the garbage up, that's what I'm saying, if Jimmy's the city administrator and the CMFO, I mean, if Case is not here, does he need to go out there and pick up the garbage? That's what I'm saying, I've walked up down the street picking up garbage.
I'm like you, I think somebody needs to be out there in the field, I mean, I think that is
yeah.
the,
And I have done that.
yeah, well, I'm not saying you weren't, I'm just saying it has to be somebody who's gonna do that, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, I just feel like we need to, all the employees need to sit down together, and we need to get it all straight together.
As to who's gonna do what.
Is who's gonna
Yeah.
do what, and who's willing to do what, and this is, you know,
Okay.
Okay, now
Oh.
you're talking
What I
about the
feel.
boys, she's talking
Yeah.
about the young men.
Yeah.
And you're
Oh.
talking
All of
about
us.
with y'all.
with the employees. Me,
Okay.
Jimmy, Sam, Scotty, Case.
Y'all sat
We are
down
the
together.
employees.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
now-
y'all need to do
so I tell you
that.
what, we'll come back to this
Okay.
next meeting,
Yeah,
and after we sit down and talk, figure out how we wanna align it or address it, and go from there. Cause like I said, I've sat down with him twice, told him about his attendance,
Mhm.
and I don't,
Well, we could offer him part-time.
yeah,
I mean, if he can't work full-time, offer him part-time.
no,
We don't, his insurance changes, so
you
good.
don't get insurance from part-time.
That's right, so remind him of that, okay?
All right, next, we've already covered number 10, ordinance 2024-05, the second reading of the occupational safety and health program plan. All right. Whereas in compliance with Public Charter 561 of the General Assembly of the State of Tennessee for the year 1972, the city of
This is
Middleton
second reading.
hereby updates the occupational safety and health program plan for our employees.
you don't have to really go all the way through.
No,
If it's
I'm not, I'm gonna hit the high spot. The city of Middleton that here be amended as follows, the occupational health and safety program plan for the employees of the city of Middleton. Yeah, if y'all, I can read all of them too, but do I hear a motion to approve the second reading 2024-05?
I move we, pass the second reading of ordinance 2024-05.
I'll second that.
We got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Alright, let's see, next, annually the board is updated as to any issues in regard to identity theft. Over the past year, there have been no identity theft incidents. This is a part of the identity theft prevention program of Middleton Water Department that was adopted by the city February 16, 2009, as required by law. Alright, next, Lenny McChiswick, the Middleton Elementary School teacher, would like to have a place for an outdoor movie night for some of her students toward the end of May when school is out, possibly in front of the community center. It is not school affiliated, just a night of appreciation for the students. No money charged for the movie, but concessions will have to be purchased and those funds will go towards a reading program. She does have a nonprofit certification number. The community center would have to be available for their use. How do y'all feel about that? The way I see it, it's kinda like public community outreach, kinda what we've done in the past with some of the other organizations.
I would agree.
I can't let her have it for free. I don't feel, I mean, it's up to y'all's decision, but I don't feel like it would be setting a good precedent to give it to anybody with no charge. Because, you know, then you're just opening a door, but I feel, I feel like we should give it to them at the industrial rate,
Which is what, remind me what, how much that is?
$50.
Alright, Sharon and I will pay that,
And, you know,
pay that fee.
And then, and I was gonna offer that up myself. I mean, I have no problem with that. I just can't let them have it free, not.
Did she
no.
say some or just her students? Because I don't like the word some. Maybe she can invite her students.
But, so,
There's still community outreach. It's
yes,
just-
Right.
it is still students of Middleton.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, that's it.
We still have that $50 that y'all donated for the uniform
Yeah.
that they never did.
Okay.
It was in our discretion to use it for whatever. We could
Sounds
use
good.
that $50.
Sounds good to me then, yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so I'll need a motion to let Linda McChiswick of the Middleton Elementary School have the community center for the date of it's available for the industrial rate of $50.
That's so good.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, thank y'all, and the elementary school children, thank y'all as well. Number 14, the First Baptist Church, Camp 4-0860, had a catastrophic leak and has been repaired. Average 12-month water usage is 1,696 gallons. Asking for a sewer adjustment of $317.72 and a water adjustment of $302.88 for a total adjustment of $620.06.
All of these were during the snowstorm.
Yeah.
That's why we have so many of them this time. There were a lot of people that did have leaks.
All right, so,
But it is at y'all's discretion.
yes.
What is our typical policy? Remind
The
me.
catastrophic leak was the average usage.
After,
Okay,
you go
okay.
back 12 months of their usage and
All right, okay,
adjust what.
all right.
We usually do the sewer and the water, or just the sewer?
Just the sewer, but because these were catastrophic on the leak policy, it's to y'all's discretion. And just because it was bad weather, we have about
Yeah.
7 of them. They're asking.
Oh, I'd be asking.
Yeah. I mean, was it 10 times the average usage or something, or normal usage, what was
You
it?
go 12 months back
To get the average.
to get the
usage.
average.
Yeah, I'm talking about
usage.
what makes it a catastrophic?
Oh, 10 times,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I was asking, yeah.
10 times.
10 times the normal usage is considered catastrophic.
They didn't tell me that when mine did that.
You had a toilet leak.
Oh, was that one?
Yeah, this is a leak.
Oh, sewage,
Yours is.
it
sewage.
is actually
It's
the one. with
busted
the
pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, make an adjustment on First Baptist Church.
Yes, I'd like to make
I got a motion, what would you like to adjust, and
everything.
I see your motion is to make a total adjustment of $620.06.
That's what I would be asking for myself, yes.
All right, I have a motion, do I have a second?
I guess not.
Just talking.
Mm-hmm.
On weeks like this before, we have, adjusted the sewer and then, put the other, like, give them 12 months to pay, like so much a month for the water part. We have, I ain't saying.
That
so-
hadn't happened since I was here, so I didn't know that.
What's that? We're just adjusting the sewer?
Well, we usually, that's just regular stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was bad.
Normally, it was, I don't even know when the last
The
time
whole-
we had one.
Was it the Mason Lodge?
I don't even know. I'd have to go back and look.
I'm trying to remember.
That's me, I don't mind doing it, but I don't wanna go against what was done in the past, but I don't wanna establish a new precedent on it.
Well, we determined, the leak, like,
Do you
what's,
want me to get the leak policy?
yeah, the
Okay.
leak policy, we adopted a leak policy within the last few
All right,
years.
well, let's go ahead and look at that then.
That's the reason I put it in y'all's packet.
It's
When
in
I,
here?
well, when I emailed it out, I don't.
I mean, I can go get it right quick if y'all wanna look at
I
it.
don't see mine.
It may, I
No,
didn't
it's-
look at,
It's online.
It's in the email.
Oh,
Terry, would you go get it, please? Cause we got 6 of them. We gotta make a decision here.
I got no problem doing it, but it just concerned me a little bit. About the next one, that's $10 short of catastrophic,
Yeah.
and we don't fix it the same way.
I thought mine was catastrophic as much as it costed me.
Water and sewer is expensive,
Yeah.
and fixing to get more
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
And we ain't raising the rates because we want to, the state's gonna make us. We gotta show a profit or they'll take the system over.
And charge whatever they want to.
Gosh, there's lots of them now.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel for them, I get it.
I
hate
do
to- I
feel
just
for
hate to
them.
I just hate to set a precedent of something
Well,
we
if we
might
have a
regret.
policy, that helps, just whatever the policy is.
All these catastrophic things.
No, we had one that's just an excessive, you had a couple of excessive leaks, 19 and 20. That was up to, 3 or more times the average water usage, something like that, I can't remember, I knew catastrophic was 10 times, but I
I
couldn't
remember we've
remember.
had some big leaks, catastrophic, I don't know if they're catastrophic or what, but they were big bills. And we adjusted the sewer and the late charges and the taxes,
And then give them
and
so long
then
to
give
pay.
them like prorated it over 12 months, just added so much to their bill every month.
That's fair.
Yeah, the one I can remember like that, okay, of course, the one down here on Rose, it took place not too long ago. And then over on Winterberry, Danny and they had the shop here downtown for a while, Crabapple
Corn.
Corner. Danny and Sandy,
Sandy, yeah.
Oh, Roger.
they had a house over in Winterberry and realtor went in and used the bathroom, left the flap didn't fall. We set her up on payments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it actually went into the sewer. Most of these are probably leaks.
Out in the yard,
Yeah, under the house.
Yeah, ain't no problem with doing away with the sewer part of it, as far as I'm
yeah.
concerned.
Well, I think we had a pipe that burst during all that, I mean, it was coming around the ceiling fan, the vent hood, and all kinds of fun stuff, so.
You make sure you go have some pizza.
I went trunk out there, my fast, 3-footed self, and turned it on.
Can we skip a bit of bad debt, get that out, or ain't nobody gonna take that, so.
No.
I could just go to the email.
Yeah, and look at it. That's what
Oh,
I
I've got my telephone.
I went back to my pictures to see earlier about the minutes from that meeting in August of 22.
Sorry, my copier was asleep.
You were fine.
Yeah. Excessive is twice the average monthly consumption, catastrophic, 10 times. Average consumption, of course, is the previous 12 months, the average of the usage. And, it basically just says, you know, any adjustments will require board approval. Pay it to the board's notice. The catastrophic leak adjustments will be determined at discretion of the board on a case-by-case basis.
This first person that we were looking at, the First Baptist Church,
Mm-hmm.
we know the sewer's gonna be took care of, all that kind. The water adjustment's $302.88, and if you divided that by 12, what that increase?
$50 a month.
I think the church could afford that, but I don't know about.
No, not, divided by 12 would be less
No,
than
by
25.
12, it'd be 25, when I was doing 6 months of money, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, sorry. It'd be $25 a month, there you go.
That seems kind of fair. I mean, I'd really rather see the pay if it's mine, but we are having to worry about setting precedents too.
I said, it's up to the board decision, you know, board's discretion.
I'll make the motion, we'll see if this one gets second.
All right, so Ian's motion died on the table.
Sure did.
Alright, on, number 14, First Baptist Church, I move we adjust the sewer 317.72, we take that off the bill, and the, 302.88 for, the water, that we allow them to, pay that over a 12-month period of time. And there's no late charges or anything on this bill,
No,
right?
they paid it in full.
Okay. Oh, they paid it already? So that would be, they would get it back over a 12-month period of time?
Or we can give it back to them the next month, the credit will be next month.
Okay, and then they would just pay it out over 12 months if they wanted to do that?
I said, but then they've already paid it, you know, they could,
They might not.
it would just be credit toward the
Yeah,
next
credit
12
towards our
bills.
next 12 bills, yeah.
Or however many it takes to use up the credit.
That would be you
I
working
mean,
that out.
they've already paid the whole total bill.
Okay.
So we're gonna waive 317.72.
Alright, so I got a motion to,
Well, that's the motion.
to waive the sewer fees of $317.72. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
I got a second, is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next, Tony Davis, count 2-0665-01, had a catastrophic leak and has been repaired. Average water usage is 5,206 gallons, asking for a water adjustment of $297.46 and tax of $29 for a total adjustment of $326.46. And that is water only, because they're outside the city, so they do not have
And he's
sewer.
already paid his total bill.
Okay,
Some of them did and some had not.
I don't see that we would do any adjustment on that, there's no sewer to adjust.
I would agree.
you alright? Moving,
Okay, so no on that?
we don't need a motion for anything if they're not adjusting, right?
Right.
No, I just stated my opinion, that's, anybody else can make a motion.
So, I got two in. We no good? Alright, next, Michael Graham, count 2-1881-02, rental property, had a catastrophic leak and been repaired. Average usage is 4,587 gallons, asking for a sewer adjustment of $896.53 and a water adjustment of $854.67 and tax of $83.33 for a total adjustment of $1,834.53.
This was at his rent house, and he did not have a clue that it was even leaking. The guy that lives there did not hear the water under the house or anything, but Michael did pay that in full already.
I think we should adjust the sewer,
I agree.
Alright,
I'll move to adjust the sewer 896.53.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
Did we vote on first address? Okay, okay. I knew we motioned second, I didn't know if we voted on, I'm sorry.
We ain't played taps for ends. Next, Johnny Turnage, account number 2-1862-01, had a catastrophic leak and been repaired. Average 12-month usage is 3,884 gallons. Asking for a sewer adjustment of $176.18 and a water adjustment of $167.96 and tax of $16.38 for a total adjustment of $360.52.
That one has been paid in full also.
I move we adjust the sewer 176.18.
I got a motion, do I have a second? Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next, Alfred Surratt, account 4-1100-07, had a catastrophic leak and has been repaired. Average 7-month water usage is 2,309 gallons. Asking for a sewer adjustment of $202.33 and a water adjustment of $192.89 and a tax of $18.81. An adjustment on late charges of $10.69 for gas, $1.17 for sanitation, $7.58 for water, and $22.32 for sewer, for a total adjustment of $455.79. Did he get the bill laid, or did we?
No, I held it. He paid, he's the rent house that Kevin was talking about. So he paid his monthly average, he paid his gas and he paid, all that. But because I held the bill after late charges were added, that's what late charges were tacked on.
Okay,
But he normally pays his bill on time, so that's why I'm asking for his late charges to be waived,
Okay.
because we held the bill for him.
I would move we, adjust for the sewer 202.33. Late charges $10.69 for the gas, $1.17 for sanitation, $7.58 for water and sewer, and $22.33 for the sewer.
alright, I got a motion, do I have a second? And that's the sewer
And
and the
late
taxes,
and the
or
late
the,
charges.
and the late charges,
Basically the sewer and the late charges.
Sewer
Yes.
and 4 late charges.
yes.
I'll second that.
Alright, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next. Darlene Stackhouse, count 4-2870-10, had excessive leak, average 12-month usage is 6,029 gallons. Asking for a sewer adjustment of $159.44, a water adjustment of $152, and tax of $14.82. An adjustment on late charges of $3.80 for gas, $1.17 for sanitation, $8.19 for water, and $19.54 for sewer. A total adjustment of $358.96.
That was the same thing on her, she paid her average bill on it, but because it was hailed, and she doesn't pay late charges normally.
I would move we adjust the sewer, the late charges, and allow her to pay it out over a 12-month period for the excess, the water leakage, if she wants to do it that way.
How do you wanna do 18 the same?
Yes, I should have done that on 18 if they hadn't paid the bill yet. Also allow the, and amend, one for Alfred Sturrock to allow him to pay the water that is owed over a 12-month period of time.
Can I ask a question on that one? What about the 3 weeks it sat there with no water on and the meter running? He shouldn't be responsible for that amount of water.
But the city didn't turn the water off.
He had a leak under that house and I turned the water off at the meter.
I understand. I mean, I have no doubt that you turned it off, Kevin, but if you'd have contacted the city to turn the water off and we seen that it kept going, we'd have changed the valve. You know, or done something to prevent it, or got a reading on what it was when we cut it off. And, I mean, it's kind of gray area there.
Well, I understand that.
I mean, I take your word for it that you cut it off, Kevin, I have no doubt.
Oh, I'm just saying, you
Yeah,
know,
cause we would've cut it off and read it, and then we would've known if it kept running, how much and where it would've went. You know, that's the only thing that we would've done different, if we'd have cut it off, if you'd have said, hey, when you cut this water off, it's leaking.
that's
You
good
know,
enough.
and I do the same thing, I'd cut the water off myself, Kevin,
That's
but-
good enough for me.
but mine don't turn all the way off either. Cause I have to change mine still about half live, it ain't just crazy amount of pressure, but it is still leaking, you know. I just changed, I had a bunch of pipe myself, but,
Now,
So
you
can I-
got it on your
can I-
mind, that need to check his.
do we need to revote on,
Sam and
number
Scotty have
18?
already looked at it, I mean, you would have to talk to them about that meter. I mean, I know we changed the meter out, but I don't understand how can he just be using 100 gallons of water a month now? If it's running continuously
Well, they
over
fixed
that.
the leaks, so it ain't.
Yeah, but he said when it was leaking, he turned the meter off, and it was, the meter kept running up, so the valve that cut off before the meter is not cutting the water completely off. Now, it don't have nowhere to go since they fixed the leaks, it's just running, filling the pipes up, and the pressure, it's keeping the pressure from pushing, you know. But when all those pipes are broke, even though the valve was turned off, water was still getting by. You know, and mine does the same thing, I mean, these valves are from the 70s, I mean, they're not gonna, you know, most of them, there's some have been changed, the broke ones and so forth, but yeah, I mean, that's just,
Had to kind of fix it live.
yeah. But yeah, so we need to revote on 18 since we amended
Can
it.
I include that in this motion, or do you wanna revote 18?
It's fine if you want to.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll put it all in 19. I have a motion from Bo for the adjustment of the sewer, the late fees, and giving how many months to pay?
12 months.
12
to
months.
pay
To pay,
the,
without no late fees.
Yeah, the other water charges that we're not waiving.
I will second.
And also the 12 months on the number 18 that we just did.
Alright, got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Mona Hatch, account 2-0206, had an excessive leak, average 12-month usage, 6,753 gallons, asking for a sewer adjustment of $32.89, and a water adjustment of $31.36, a tax of $3.05, and adjustment on late charges of $3.14 for water, $3.29 for sewer, for a total adjustment of $73.73.
I move we adjust the sewer and the late charges. And, let her pay out the, I think $32. Has she paid this one yet?
Well, she came in today and paid, but she didn't pay the total. So, I mean,
If she needs to pay out the $36, it'll be the same as the other, over 12 months. If she wanted to, just keep it the same.
Alright, I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Alright, I think we got one more paper in here, it's, Rob Ersky. Had a picture of some bills here, there it is. One more leak adjustment, okay, so that's different, that's bad debt side. Do you know the amount for the adjustment of Rob Ersky?
he came in today and brought his stuff.
I thought this bills here was it, but that's bad debt.
There you go.
We don't have any higher.
No,
No.
so, I guess
I
what
can
they,
read his letter to y'all if you want me to, that he brought me. He's saying he had a leak in December also where it froze. I don't recall it freezing in December, but that's what he's saying, cause he had 2 months of high usage. So
So
I
this-
thought it was probably a toilet leaking or running. But then, he said let's see, here are the pictures of invoice from water line repair. Best I can tell is it busted during first freeze and was going out back wall into the field. Then the next freeze between water bills, it froze and water flooded the store. The time we were in the building, we did not hear any water running. Please tell me what we can do to work this out. There's no way I can afford to pay this amount. And then he sent me these pictures. This is out there at the auction near, Henderson store, used to be the movie store.
yeah,
But, I mean, he had,
How much is the bill?
in December it was 53,000 and then January 47,000. So it's right around the same amount of water, but it was for 2 months.
yeah, so the average usage is 2,818 gallons. The adjustment for December would be 50,400 gallons, or, which water is 195.55, sewer is 205.13, and of course 1906 tax. January is 44,802 gallons, which would be 173.83 on water, 182.34 sewer, and $16.95 tax. So this is December sewer, and that's January
You
sewer.
don't have no late fees on there?
Yeah, there are some late fees.
Oh, it's not on here.
Yeah, no, it's,
Okay.
y'all see the amounts, 205 on sewer on the December, 182.34 on sewer for January. Well, that could all be done in the same one, you wouldn't have
I
to,
think so,
um,
So,
in the late fees.
I will make my standard motion, and if we can do something different, somebody. I move for both of those, December and January months, that we, adjust the sewer, any late fees that accompanies the bills, and allow them to pay the water part off I'm on a 12 months to do with y'all, is that long enough for that much?
If I had it correct, it's $369.38 for the 2
So we're
months.
looking at $25, $30 a month. Yeah, and allow them 12 months with no late fees to pay the water usage off.
I got three,
Let me just say something.
I got 387.47.
Okay. 195.55, 173.83, maybe I didn't add.
No, 205.13 on
Oh.
sewer, and
Oh.
We were talking
182.34.
about water.
I was talking about water.
Oh.
What would
How much
actually,
they had to
Oh.
pay.
yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry,
That's okay.
Uh,
thought you were talking about
Let
the
me just
adjustment.
say this, I feel real bad about not forgiving all the water and everything, but we can't operate
No.
like that. We're already in the red on our water and sewer.
Well, I tried.
Yeah,
I mean, I was
hold on, yeah.
I mean, I was hoping that y'all might could do a little something. I mean, the 12 months is fine, I guess, but I mean, this was because of the bad weather. I mean, I do feel bad for people. I mean,
We average $20 to $30 a month,
I mean,
most
this-
people can afford it.
when Linda worked up here and she had a running water hose, y'all did adjust hers.
Yeah, Bonnie's, we didn't know.
Yeah, my mom's, we didn't do it.
But, I mean,
Well,
That'd be
maybe
what
this is
you gotta
a
do.
different board, that we're gonna, everybody can be treated the same.
I think.
I think a hurdle,
I
having a
think-
water hose running is different than having a
I
water
don't
main.
see it as different.
They had to do.
Alright, so,
If it was for
we had a motion and a second, we didn't vote on that last one, did we?
Who did the second?
I don't know, nobody has, but I
Okay.
will.
We had a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. So then we get to bad debt, number 21. Let's see, first would be account 4-1823-08, Jamar Griffin of $598.91. Looks like they used the $150 deposit on the final bill, and it's still,
He had a leak at the meter, and he left, he moved out, he was a renter.
I move we declare that as bad debt.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is account 3-0050-12. Willis, Miss Davis. $1,162.40. I have a motion to declare that bad debt.
Sorry.
It's alright, I mean, same deal.
She
both of
moved
them.
out, and it was during the January after her pipes busted. She left.
They already used the deposit on the final bill, so.
I move we declare that as bad debt. With that said, that don't mean we don't try to collect it, that just means this is for accounting purposes.
Right.
I second.
Any other discussion?
I have a question.
Alright,
What's the deposit on the water meters?
150.
What's the deposit on the sewer meter?
We don't have a
We
certain
don't have a
deposit.
What's the
deposit,
deposit on gas?
175.
A lot of those were put in with no deposit on the original, though, weren't they? A lot of our gas were put in. with-
Lot more.
Some of
When
the
we
gas
started
we
the
have.
system, yes. Okay.
Anybody new moving in though, the ones that move frequently, they're covered in the,
Yeah,
So
the
we
rent.
just got burnt twice, pretty good.
but it's been a long time though. I mean, you notice since we put the
Since we put those
deposits,
deposits in, it's
it's
bad.
made a big difference. Cause I mean, every month it was 4 or 5 at least, you know,
I
and
remember
then
those, yes.
now it's got to be where,
And it's mainly if they have leaks or something, they fixing the van moves, so
Alright.
renters probably don't even.
so I got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is our public comment period for matters germane to items on the agenda. If there's no comments, then we'll go to the revenue and expense report. Everybody got their revenue and expense report. And I would look for a motion.
I will make a motion that we adjourn tonight's city council meeting.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
I second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?